Hello, my B-side queens. This is a public service announcement about the myth of productivity, why doing less may actually get you more. Now, I was taught and I thought that productivity meant constant motion, keep it moving, always toward working, gotta keep proving, must always sacrifice. But this is how most of us B-side women were raised. It's what we saw our mothers and our grandmothers do. We were praised for our exhaustion, applauded for overextending ourselves, and rewarded for saying yes when we really, really desperately needed to say no. And somewhere along the way, we started to confuse productivity with self-neglect. I know I did it for a very long time. I thought that being productive meant filling every hour, handling every crisis, including the ones that were not mine to handle. Anticipating everybody's needs, pushing through fatigue, not listening to my body, ignoring my spirit. But now, in this season of my life, I see things from a different lens. Because some of the most productive things that I do now look like rest. I've noticed myself slowing down. My pappy told me that leaders never rush, and now I truly believe that he was right. I find myself now pausing before reacting, and I know now that protecting my peace is what actually really matters. I think that many women in their 50s and their 60s are beginning to realize something really powerful. Busy and effective are not the same thing. Just because the calendar is full does not mean that your life is fruitful. In fact, I found that I have produced my worst decisions while rushing. What about you? I have said yes too quickly. I have spent too swiftly. I have reacted too fast to ever produce a favorable outcome. I gave too much to people who gave me very little in return. And now I take my time. Because now my clarity looks like calm. And when I'm exhausted, it clouds my judgment. And I've learned that doing less often allows me to do what matters much better. When I'm properly rested, I think more clearly. When I protect my peace, I tend to communicate better. When I stop overcommitting, I actually complete things with excellence. And let's be honest, many women have spent decades carrying responsibilities that were never meant to belong to them in the first place. Emotional labor, family management, fixing everybody's problems but our own, holding everything together, or at least it looked that way. No wonder we were tired. But this season, this B-side season, is teaching me that productivity should support one's life and not consume it. I no longer want a life that looks impressive but feels exhausting. I want a life with margin and health and presence and joy. Most of the productive things I've done recently were getting more sleep, taking walks, drinking more water, saying no, praying with conviction, sitting quietly, journaling, and allowing myself to move at a human pace again. Because I think a peaceful woman thinks better. She's creating and loving and living better. Don't let doing less label you as lazy. How would you feel with more clarity and more health and intention and more of the life that you actually want to live? Sounds like a plan to me. Stay on the B side. That's where the classics live.